Um, when this happened to you, why didn't you report this to anybody? Why didn't you tell anybody?
Well, number one, I was a little girl. And being afraid because the person said to me, if you tell anyone, I'm going to kill you. Those words will scare the hell out of anybody. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it because I was afraid of dying. At an early age, I did not understand what was really going on, but I knew I was afraid to die. The feeling that I had that night, I couldn't bear to feel that again.
Well, didn't your parents or someone around you notice you're changing your behavior? Knew that? I mean, being a 7-year-old girl, I've never been a girl, so I don't know what that means. But I'm pretty sure it had to have some profound effect on you at that age, where you were acting differently than the normal 7-year-old girl would act.
Well, I mean, it's a little cloudy, but I can remember certain things very vividly. And I know that the people that I was with at that time, they were alcoholics. So I was in a place where I was with family that were alcoholics. It was more important for them to have a drink than to pay attention to what was going on in the household. And so at that time, you had individuals who would leave their children with an uncle, a cousin in them, and that was me. I was left with individuals that was so-called family, and that was it.
Well, as you were growing up, how come you didn't tell somebody as you got older, really understanding what happened? Why was it so hard for you to just tell someone?
Well, let's go all the way back. I didn't say anything, and they sent me to school. And when I went to school, the teachers saw the difference in me and took me out. This was a time when teachers were able to take you to the bathroom and paddle you.
Okay.
And so the teacher paid enough attention to me to understand that was something wrong. The day before I came in, I was normal. The next day I came in, I had bloodshot eyes. I don't, from the choking and the suffocating. I could have died that night. And yeah. And
I know this has got to be extremely difficult for you.
It is, but I truly believe that my testimony can be a help to someone else who may have been through it, who really is in it at this moment and don't know what to do. You have to be able to say something to someone other than the people in your home. A lot of times we don't trust the people, outside of our home because we're afraid, of what they might say, think, or do. But in reality, those are the ones you need to tell real quickly because family members sometimes can be a problem, be a situation that's not good.
And just to let our viewers know that most times, that a woman is sexually assaulted is by someone they know.
Exactly.
And it's I don't want to say it's an epidemic, but it's been going on since the dawn of time.
Exactly. And for those who do not know, sexual assault, I do not give consent to that particular person to do whatever.
Well, let's step forward a little bit. How has that incident affected your life, even up to today? How do you feel that it has sort of derailed you up till today?
Reggie, that's a good question. When I look back over my life, over my 50 plus years, I can say 50 plus years. Oh my gosh. It has really affected me relationship wise. Because, well, real talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to give of myself because of what was taken away from me. And what was taken away from me was my innocence, was my right to say no. It was just taken away from me. And being with someone of a different sex, male companionship,
Mm-hmm.
when you begin to open up and love and feel secure, there's something in the back of your mind that's always saying, protect yourself, protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I opened up to someone who I thought was love, that cared about me, wanted to see me, prosper. And turns out that that wasn't actual facts,
Okay.
or the reality. The reality is there are some evil people out here that will lure you into thinking that they're safe, that they love you and care about you. And we have to know the difference. We have to know and understand. That is why I'm so hard or so pro young girl, because I need them to understand what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 10 victims are the people that you know and you're supposed to trust. 7 out of 10 of them. So that is just a little bit of, me being in relationships. I don't get into a lot of them because I'm afraid to just open up and give. Once I give, I don't want it to be taken away, or I don't want to be abused or hurt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see that it's maybe a good relationship, I tend to back off, or I tend to push back because I don't know. I'm feeling hurt again. I'm feeling like I'm getting ready to get.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah. So it's something that I've had counseling for. I've been to different therapists
Mm-hmm.
to help me overcome the situation. Then I blame my mom. I blame my mother because she did not have the patience enough to help me grow up, or to be there, to be a nurturer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And I'm trying to be very sensitive about it. I really am. What would you tell your 7-year-old self if you could talk to yourself right now? After the incident happened, probably very confused, very upset, not knowing what's going on. What would you tell yourself now? If you could go back and talk to that 7-year-old girl, what would you tell
I would tell her it is okay. It's okay. Push past it. Like we always say, you have to keep pounding. You never let someone else's bad decisions affect the future of your life. Push past it. Continue to love in spite of the hurt. You have to love in spite of all of what you're going through right now, because it will get better. It will get better.
So, let's help educate some people, because one of the things that I when we were doing research on this was, I don't think it's in the woman's court to fix this, because they didn't bring it onto themselves. They're victims. What I think we need to do is educate our young men.
Okay.
Really. I think we really need to talk to them about the respect of a woman. Because simple fact, you have a mother. Everybody has a mother. I can't imagine. Now, I don't know if it happened to my mother or not. I don't know, but I can't imagine something that horrifying happening to her, and how it would affect her in so many ways that she can't function. And I know there's a lot of women out here, and I'm sorry that you're going through this, that you feel like you can't function, you can't talk to anybody, you can't reveal, it's too embarrassing, it's too hurtful. But you got to talk. You must talk. You must say something to someone. And getting back to the question I'm about to ask you, and have you ever confronted your attacker? Have you ever spoken again to your attacker after it happened? I'm saying in your adult life.
No. I was young, and the one thing that I did was put it in the back of my mind. I tried to block it out. And when they moved me from out of the house, I tried to have a normal life. And I tried to not let it affect the rest of my life. Early on, young, just fun, loving, happy-go-lucky. And I thank God that God was with me. I thank God that God was with me, and He is still with me because He knows what He has for me to do. And whatever He has for me to do, I have to do it. And so growing up, I just knew that there was more out here for me to do. And there was more for me to do with young girls. He put me in a place where I was victimized, but my turns into a testimony for other young girls so that they will know and understand what to look for, because you can see it coming. And that is my goal, is to give them what they need: character education, life skills, proper etiquette, charm, because we are priceless, we are jewels, we are the queens of the earth, and we should not be violated. Young girls, those who just don't know, that is my purpose, is to be able to help them understand what it looks like before it gets to them.
And as we're going through our society, and I hate to say it, but it's not going to end. It's not. It's just one of those things where it's been going on forever. If you go back into history, even the Bible talks about it. Men forcing themselves on women. And there's so many of you. If it was just a small percentage, then we can say men, for the most part, are good men. But it's a lot. It's not just a little, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And guys, a lot of times women don't know what being victimized looks like. They don't understand it. They don't know. Some of you are in marriages and being victimized, being sexually assaulted in marriage. Do you get that?
No.
You don't get that?
No.
Oh, man.
How's that possible?
How is that possible? A person can be married to someone and be victimized simply because if you don't feel like it, or if you say no should mean no. But men take on that no because they're married and they feel like, no, this is us, this is our union, right. Give me what's mine. But if a woman do not feel like it, say I'm sick or I don't feel well, I mean literally,
right.
And you still force yourself upon me. Yeah, and women go through this constantly all over the world. It looks like me at 7 years old.
Wow.
I mean, literally. You don't think so?
Well, the thing that I want to stress is sexual assault is not 9 times out of 10. Well, not 9 times out of 10. It is not always forced, meaning being physically forced.
Exactly.
Sometimes you could be pressured into doing something that you don't want to do.
Yes.
But because of that pressure that's on you, you give in to it. And to some women, well, I gave in, so it really wasn't sexual assault. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Young girls.
Yes, if a young man is pressuring you into doing something you know you're not ready for, or you know you don't want to do, push back.
Exactly.
Keep pushing back. And if he can't respect you enough to say, "Oh, let me look at your feelings, and maybe I shouldn't do this," instead of proceeding, because see, I think what is happening in our society is men are pressuring women.
Mm-hmm.
Women are giving in, so they think it's okay.
It's okay.
And see, it doesn't stop with just one person. It is, don't get me wrong, it doesn't stop with one person. If a man gets away with it once, he will do it again.
Exactly.
He will do it again. And because he thinks that's normal, that's how they are. Oh, girl, stop. You know, that no me, I know your no means really yes, but you just saying no.
Trying to play
yeah.
hard to
Yeah.
get.
You just trying to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna force. I'm gonna make you want to do this. That is sexual assault. If you force a woman or pressure her in such a way that she really feels like she has no choice but to do it, that's sexual assault. And ever since all this started coming out and me and you were talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
I started looking at myself and thinking about all the relationships I've been. There might have been 1 or 2 times I've been guilty of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And which is shocking to me. It's like, I'm not that dude. I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But again, you don't know. You really
Yeah,
don't pay attention
I'm not
to
thinking,
it, right?
because see, the thing about it is,
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking about her.
Right.
I was thinking about me and what
Mhm.
I
What you
wanted
want.
at the time.
Exactly.
Doesn't make it right.
Nope. Does not.
Does not make it right. And like I said,
Inexcusable.
I had to really think about myself and wow, I could be one of those men.
Exactly.
Easily.
Yeah. And sexual assault, guys, I'm telling you, there are so many different versions of assault.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name a couple of them?
Assault or
Yeah.
sexual assault.
Okay, so you got a stranger rape. Say, for instance, somebody break into your home and you there alone. We've heard it over and over and over again in the news where someone do a home invasion
Mm-hmm.
and take a woman's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That is an assault,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Got another one?
Getting someone drunk,
Yes,
drugging them,
exactly. Date rape.
to coerce them into
Date
doing
rape.
something that they wouldn't normally do.
Exactly.
In a sober state
Yes.
of mind, they would not normally do that.
That brings me to the Bill Cosby situation. You know I'm sad about that situation. However, we understand that it happened and he could have not done a lot of things that he was doing, but he did them.
Mhm.
Should the man be put in prison?
Well,
I
see,
completely.
the argument with that, and it's going on in the Senate right now. The
Yes.
argument with that is, if this happened to you so long ago, why are you bringing it up now? Why are you rehashing things that dudes probably just forgot all about it?
Right,
Didn't
right,
think
right.
nothing else of it.
And it just comes back to
And believe me, there's a lot of people that probably are shocked that Dr. Ford, wait a minute, I've been knowing you for years. This happened to you? Yes, it happened to me. Because there's a lot of darkness that women carry that we don't know about.
Exactly.
And we have no clue about. Just like me and you, I've been knowing you a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talked about this, you shocked me.
Yeah.
You really shocked me.
I
Especially
shocked
at
a
the
lot.
age
Yeah.
that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, whoa.
Yeah. My life started real fast, real early. And what can I say? I mean, my life is a testimony all by itself, and it is my goal to begin to open up and be a testimony. That's the God-heaven truth. So how am I going to overcome if I don't sacrifice the things that have been haunting me for a very, very mighty, very long time?
Well, I equate that with, you didn't say something at first because, again, you was embarrassed, you were hurt. taken you years to process it.
Yes.
Years to process it. And then when you finally do get the courage, and I applaud you right now, because this is taking a lot of courage to say this.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that know you that don't know this. And they're going to be just as shocked as I was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hurtful. I know it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for you right now. There's a lot of things I want to do to just make that pain go away, but I can't.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it go away. And I know it was long ago, but you see that thing, this sticks with you
Mm-hmm.
forever.
It does. But the one thing that I did is that it's hard, but in my soul, I had to forgive that person. I had to forgive them simply because I said, for they know not what they do. And it is finished. Once it is done, it's done. And in order for me to heal and to move past and to continue my life, because my life is what it is, it has to go on. I can't lay down and die.
Right.
Why am I going to just let this eat me up to the point where I'm out here on the streets whoring, or, being a prostitute, or, taking drugs, smoking, just trying to get it out.
Right.
Because people live their pain through substances.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose a different path simply because I choose to live and not die. I chose that. And the one thing to do is to forgive. My pastor always say to forgive and to love, regardless. Push past it.
Because guys don't feel that.
Right.
We don't. They don't feel that pain, that anguish, that every time you get in a relationship, it's like, whoa, wait, and then hey, what's wrong? Why, But and I'm pretty sure you're not forthcoming with this information to anybody you meet new, or even you take a while, because like I said, I've been knowing you a while and I didn't know any about this.
Yeah.
So.
And it's the issue comes in when I get hostile, or I feel like you're violating me in any capacity.
Right.
Here comes that wall. And then I throw up a defensive mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem. I'm trying to make sure that I knock that down, so I, will be in a productive relationship and not hurt the person that I'm with, because they've always told me I think like a man. Well,
I've been hurt. I mean, and don't get me wrong, this is not just, we're talking about women, but it does happen to young boys too.
It does.
As we hear about this, about the Catholic Church and what's happened in the past.
Yes.
I mean, over 300 priests, 1,000 young people.
Mm-hmm.
So it does happen to young men too. And most young men will never, ever reveal that
Take it to the grave.
to anyone.
Take it to the grave.
Anyone. Just because, one, they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're questioning their manhood.
Mm-hmm.
How can I let this happen to me? Those type of questions that go on in their brain. And for women who are very emotional, they carry that. I mean, really, they carry that. So when Dr. Ford, and a lot of people was asking, well, why you wait so long? Why you wait so long? If it happened right then, why did you do something right there? You were 15 years old. The president today, just today, was mocking what she was saying on the stand at the Senate, which means you're insensitive. And you claim that it's happened. I mean, you say that people accuse you of sexual assault. Dude, you've done it. By the way, you are so insensitive to the nature, you've done it. You have done it. What if that happened to your daughter?
Well, I mean, now, for a president who's saying that if she wasn't my daughter, you remember?
Wow.
So,
I do remember
can't.
That. You can't. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And there's a lot of men in this country right now who just say, well, she just, if it did happen, why are you bringing it up now?
Yeah.
It was so long ago. You gonna wait till he gets to nomination a judge, or you gonna wait till he becomes the CEO of the company, or you gonna wait till he becomes president of the United States, or you gonna wait till he becomes a very famous star, then you want to bring something up that happened 20, 30, 40,
Exactly.
50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if a woman is to bring something up about another person 50 years later, it stayed with them for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
To let that eat at you, to let that just dictate how you react in society. Now, me and you are very good friends, and like I said, our interaction and knowing your personality, and you're always bubbly, always smiling, always laughing, not knowing that deep inside, behind all that, you're still that 7-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Still hurting. Trying to understand why.
And the thing is, right now, I think this is my healing process. This is my time to reclaim me. And the only way that I'm going to be able to reclaim me is that I let all of the toxins that have been plaguing my body for so long, let it go.
But how do you do that, though?
Through prayer, through fasting, through going to the gym, through working constantly, consistently moving, not letting my mind stay idle. Because if you let your mind stay idle, that is the devil's workshop. And the devil can't have what God has. And God is all on me. God is in me. And you have to begin to let stuff go. You got to let the toxins go so that God can deposit all the good that's stored up on high into you. I want my cup to run over.
Okay. Well, the thing is that I want to ask, and I hope that you do this in the near future, because you do work with a lot of young ladies in this community, is start a support group. Even if they don't report it,
Mm-hmm.
they need someone to let this out. They need to talk to someone. Even if they don't want to go as far as going to the police or have to go through that in the court system all over again, they still need to talk to someone who would understand, who would sympathize with them, and who would just come up and just give them a hug and say, baby, it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it past this.
That's right. That's right.
The thing I think we don't have is one of those support groups. And I don't want to make it just like, well, you're going to the... No, it needs to be private. I mean, sisterhood, as I hear you say all the time, the sisterhood can provide this service to every young lady that's out there, especially those who've gone through it.
Exactly.
I think that would be helpful in healing. It helps them talk about it. And not for nothing, it does help them in the long term when they see a good relationship or they see a good man that, hey, I know I got some baggage, but if you will work with me and I work with you, we can move past this and have a good and healthy relationship. I think a lot of times when you hold that stuff in, there's no possible way that any relationship that you get in, whether it be marriage or just dating, is it ever going to go right? Because you have that in the back of your mind. Guys don't know this. We don't see that.
Right.
We see this.
And you cannot be a mind reader.
Right.
And that is, some of the issues that I've come in contact with is that I can't read your mind. You have to tell me, but how are you just going to come out and talk to someone about something that is so private and personal and so hurtful, you not knowing if the person will understand, if the person will run away because they don't want to deal with it, and bringing someone else's baggage into a relationship is what I've been hearing for many years, Stop bringing your baggage into the relationship. So you hold it, you sit on it, you lay on it, you pray on it, and you hope that things get better, but all the while, it's just one little thing that makes you click, that make you just flip.
Right.
And then here comes a poop, here come that wall, here come that defensive mechanism, and we all back to square one.
Right. And well, I applaud you, Charlene. I really do. we when we decided to do this and record this, I was very skeptical about it because I didn't want to hurt your feelings any more than what you already were. And I know I was going to ask you some very intimate questions. But thank you for being brave enough to do this.
I have on my armor, Reggie.
Good.
I have my armor on, you know, and God sees me through all things, you know, and what can I say? I'm a voice for the voiceless, and I will not be afraid to speak, you know, the unspoken hurt that so many other women go through. I've been on this road a long time, Reggie, and right now it's just time to open up. And I know that there are so many other women out here that are going through the same thing. Domestic violence is real. This was violated in the home. I was violated in the home. Domestic violence is real. It comes in many different facets of life. Mm-hmm. You have to recognize it for what it is. Say something to somebody, no matter what, because you never know when it's going to help someone else.
And not just that, let's stop these men predators from doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to take you women speaking up.
Exactly.
And coming out. And I know it's embarrassing, and I know it hurts. But if not one woman, because of what you said today, is assaulted because of this, it's all worth it. It is all worth it. And men, let me tell you something. We are not out of the woods on this. We are not victimless when it comes to this. Okay, we got to be held accountable for what we do. We have to respect women, because one, like I said, we all have mothers. Whether you grew up with your mother or your grandma, we all have mothers, and the women are the earth. We may be the seed to fertilize the earth, but you are the earth. Without you, there is no us.
Hey, now he done said a mouthful. Without us, there is no you.
And that's the
God honest truth. You know, and so women, we have to carry ourselves as such. Mm-hmm. Period. Bottom line.
And demand that respect. Demand that respect. A man that will respect you will honor you. If he doesn't respect you, he will do anything to you.
Exactly.
Lie, cheat, steal. I've heard it all. Oh gosh, I even done something, so we ain't gonna talk about that.
That's from another topic.
Yeah, that's another show. But yeah, if men don't respect you, they're not gonna do anything in your best interest at all. Mm-mm. It's all about them.
Exactly.
And what they can get. And the minute that you stop or say no, you're gonna have to respect me, they'll walk away. In which, hindsight, that's a good thing. Because you don't want nobody sticking around that's going to constantly disrespect you, mm-hmm. constantly assault you, or constantly putting you down, or constantly make you feel less than because of something like this happened.
Yeah, and your self-esteem will just plummet. It will go down, and you would think that it's okay. You would think that that is the norm. Well, it's not the norm.
Yeah, it's not.
You have to recognize it, know what it looks like, and move forward. And getting yourself back together. I know it may sound easy, but it's hard. It's literally hard, but you have to push past it. You have to you got to pull that inner strength out and do something about it. Because there's going to be someone out here that will love you, that will cherish you, cherish the ground you walk on. But you have to know what it looks like, mm-hmm. and you have to demand it. Right. You really have to demand it. And I hope that whatever I have said have encouraged someone to step up, be a voice. Because if you're not the voice,
who will?
Exactly.
Who will?
Exactly.
Who will? I mean, just think about what kind of man you got to be in order to do this. Do you want to be that man? Do you want to be known as that man? Because remember, we can move on because it's just a thing. It's just an act. It's a physical thing. We have no emotional ties to it. We can move forward, have a prosperous life. But we always forget, I'm leaving you behind. I don't care about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I know you hurt. You never had a good relationship since, it's bad. It's bad, but we got to start the healing now. And like I said, women, tell someone. Tell someone. You don't necessarily have to always go to the authorities, but I encourage you that you do. But tell someone. Talk to someone. Find somebody. Charlene is a perfect example that will help you and guide you through all the ups and downs of the feelings that you're going to have going forward with your life. Because it's never going to be the same. It's that 1 second that changes everything.
Everything for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And I can't imagine what it's like. Because it's never happened to me.
Just
But
know God
I
is
can.
good. God is
I
good.
can sympathize with you because the simple fact, like I said, I have a mother, I have a daughter. So, men, be more responsible. Please, be more responsible. These young ladies, all right, and I'm being a little bit facetious right now, but because we're having this conversation, trust me, man, there are women out there that would love to just sleep with you. If that's all you wanted, there's plenty of women that would love to sleep with you. Plenty. You don't have to force yourself.
Now, one thing that we did not discuss is that when women run into individuals who may be wealthy and have a lot of money or the fame, women will do some devious things to try to trap that man or to call it an assault when they're trying to get over, and get a coin.
Yeah.
So
but
men, you still got to be careful.
That's
the rarity. That's not rare.
Well, it doesn't happen as often as you think.
But it do. Yes, it does. Because
you hear about it, but
R. Kelly, for example.
Oh gosh, let's not talk about that.
I'm just saying, R. Kelly, look at what he goes through on a daily basis. Even when he was with Aaliyah. Got married. How old was Aaliyah when he married her?
15, 16.
Yeah. Like, why? I mean...
Well, I saw in an interview that he said he likes young women.
Right. So, again, these young women are looking for the fame. They're looking for the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do, say, be whatever you want them to be. And then when the raindrops stop raining.
Yeah. When the party's over.
The party is over. And you get kicked out the door. Well, you on the other side of the door. Chris Brown. You on the other side of the door. Can I come back in? You used up. What else you gonna do? Oh, he raped me. Oh, he did this and he did that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you have to look at things for what it is. So men, the bottom line is that you have to be careful in all things that you are doing to make sure that you are covered, to make sure that the women are respected.
And you are respected.
Exactly.
And that it's consensual.
Consensual.
Meaning she wants to too. She's not saying no. She's not being coy about it. She's pretty much upfront. Yeah, I want to do this too. Mm-hmm. It's not rocket science. It's not something you have to decipher. It ain't a code that you got to figure out. If a woman says no, get your ass up, put your pants on, and walk out the door.
Exactly.
I don't care if you like right there, about to go in. She says no. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to be mad. But I promise you, if you get up and walk away, two things are going to happen. Number one, you'll never be accused of rape or sexual assault. Ever. And two, she will respect you.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Wait a minute.
She will respect you.
Okay. You shocked me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you'll get that phone call back.
Yeah. You'll get the phone call back.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact that you took the time to say, hey, I care about your feelings more than I care about mine. And that's what really love is. Caring about somebody more than yourself.
Caring about somebody more than yourself.
And as we go forward, please tell someone, then hold yourselves accountable. And again, Charlene, thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
This is Reggie Massey, along with Charlene Henderson, and this is In Demand Talk. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Reggie Massey with In Demand Magazine. Listen, if you have any story ideas or you want to voice your opinion about anything that's going on in the community, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Come on our show, voice your opinion. This show is for you and your voice. Make sure it's heard. This is Reggie Massey with In Demand Magazine.